Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one for you today. And today we are going to talk about what I believe is the introduction to a global stablecoin. That's right, XRP, the chosen one. Let's just go ahead and roll this beautiful intro and get into this.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove and everything that we're talking about here. Remember, if you want to tell people about crypto, don't tell them how much you hold. Show them with your merchandise. This is Crypto Life merchandise, the best merch on the planet. I can say so because I didn't create it, but it is my merchandise and I do love it. And there is something here for men and the ladies. So make sure you check it out, or you could just hodl and show them that you hodl. You don't trade, you hodl. But look at all this great stuff. There's just great merch here. Make sure you check it out. There's a link in the description box and the comment section. Looking right here very quickly before we get started into the introduction of what I believe is a global stablecoin, and I believe that is XRP. And I believe I'm going to show you evidence of it today. We are at a $2.4 trillion market cap. I do believe that's the first time for that number for the crypto space collectively. That is exciting. Right now, we are looking at 166 for XRP, and we know that 164, 167 range is very, very important to find support there for us to make the climb higher to a brand new all-time high for XRP. Let's keep it going. We are ranging right now between 153 and 174. Let's keep an eye on that range. It will help to understand exactly where we're going to go. All right, now looking here is an article really quickly from Forbes, which is really rebranding and reintroducing Ripple and XRP to the community and their readers. They have spent many years fudding Ripple and XRP, and now this article seems to be taking a turn and wants to let everybody know exactly what it is and the difference between the two, and we all already understand it. And if you don't, you can read this article. It's very straight ahead, very simple, and actually a good read. But you can take a look at it, and now I want to show you, we start the journey here. We know that central banks are intending to launch and working or in some sort of phase of piloting or testing a central bank digital currency to be launched at some point in the future. Kazakhstan is no different than anywhere else in the world, and neither is Georgia, the country. They are both working on developing and launching a central bank digital currency for their countries, and they are interested in the public-private relationship to get the job done. Let's keep moving. We have a lot to go over today. Ripple says XRP investors and John Deaton should be allowed to participate in landmark crypto lawsuit. And I'm inclined to agree with him on that one. John Deaton has done an incredible job of working for the XRP holders and the investors in this space. And it is very, very compelling that he has made an incredible case to the courts and the judge to be able to make a motion to intervene. We should be hearing about that within a month or so, I would imagine. We will keep on top of that and let you know of any breaking news for that. But why I bring it up is because today is in fact the day that the SEC Sunshine Act meeting is scheduled. And it says here the SEC meeting scheduled for today has been rescheduled for tomorrow. Under the matters to be considered in the section points of consideration include discussing the settlement of injunction actions and resolution of litigation claims. Thank you to Rob XRP for that. So we have it pushed back from what everybody understood today to tomorrow. But look here. This is what the SEC has done in the interim. The SEC is bringing in 2 lawyers from Chicago to assist the Ripple lawsuit, one of which specializes in settlement issues. We're talking about Robert Moy here. And if you go down here to this from XRP Gorilla Moonbaby, you see that he helps to conclude complex investigations, provide advice to senior officials regarding charging decisions, and negotiate settlements. Things that make you go, This gets interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we will get some information from that meeting by the direction of the SEC after that. This here from Nitzbucks. I hope I said that correctly. Ripple brings in 43rd U.S. Treasurer, and the SEC brings in settlement negotiators. Well said. I wanted to show that just so we can make the pivot and understand that that is exactly what's happening right now. And by the way, I want to remind you that all of this is happening right now while U.S. retail investors are largely restricted and handcuffed to getting XRP since the inception of the asset. Things that make you go, And the price is constantly going up, which means if we are allowed to re-enter the market at some point, and I do believe we will be, but if we do re-enter the market with a relisting or what have you, you'll be buying in at a much different entry point than you were before all of this began. Let's continue the journey here. This is Rosa Rios, who signs the money, or used to, the 43rd treasurer who is now at Ripple. But stay with me. We're not done yet. I'm going to take you through some information you've seen and some that you haven't, but I think ultimately you're going to like where we end up here. That new acquire is not the only thing going on. U.S. Federal Reserve proposes guidelines for novel banks. You know what novel banks are? They're SPDIs, special purpose depository institutions, meaning banks that can do digital custody. Yes. And they want access to federal payments. While that's happening, Janet Yellen, the U.S. Treasurer, says there is no framework that's quite up to the task of putting in place a regulatory framework that we need for cryptocurrencies. Well, you better get off your ass and do your job because they're coming on in a big way. And I have a feeling you're probably not telling the complete truth. I'm going to show you evidence of what I believe that coming up in just a second. We know that Michael S. Barr joined Ripple years ago. He's no longer there, but where did he come from? The Treasury. Stay with me. We know Craig Phillips joined Ripple. Where did he come from? The Treasury. We know Susan Friedman joined Ripple. Where did she come from? Oh, that's right, the Treasury. We also know Sandy O'Connor joined Ripple not long ago, just at the end of last year. And what do we know about her? Sandy O'Connor recently retired as the Chief Regulatory Affairs Officer from J.P. Morgan Chase, for which she had a 30-year career, where she set the firm's comprehensive regulatory strategy and led engagement with G20 regulators and policymakers regarding evolving regulation. You get the high level that she's working on. This is also someone who helped birth the new SOFR rate to replace the LIBOR rate, right? Pretty big deal. And again, if you're still doubting Ripple and XRP, Credible Crypto, who's an amazing technical analyst, by the way, you should follow him. He says, sorry to break it to you, but you're not going to make it if you're not getting where this is going at this point. And where is this going at this point? Well, listen to this ex-JP Morgan official who's now the executive of CoinShares, who gave a $20-some prediction for the valuation of XRP and from their company months ago. Listen to what he says about the way Ripple and XRP will be handled.
Mature approach to that, sort of a truly democratic approach. And you have other coins that are just out and out regulated. Ripple will be a coin that's... So you know.
And then he catches himself like, I probably shouldn't have said it. And then this lady has a look on her face like Ixnay on the out and out regulated A with Ripple A. That was in 2018. That's how long the inside have understood it. Well, let's take a look at some of the catalysts for all of this. The Treasury Department says, and the Treasury Department was also highlighted by what? The clip that I showed you days ago from Charles Gasparino from Fox News, who said when they asked the current administration about what's going on with crypto, they were pointed to where? The U.S. Treasury Department. But what about the SEC? No, they didn't point them there. They pointed them to the Treasury Department. So, looking at this is from Gold Telegraph. You should follow Gold Telegraph. Great post from him. The Treasury Department says it will employ measures to avoid an unprecedented default on the national debt this summer. Well, let's take a little closer look here. It goes on to say the amount of debt that is held by the public currently totals $22.1 trillion, and the amount slightly higher than 100% of the entire economy, and heights not seen since the huge borrowing of the government did in the 1940s to finance World War II. Here we go again. So there's your catalyst. Now here I want you to see this clip from Digital Asset Investor. Shout out to you, my friend. So Miguel Viez leaves the CME Group running the gold desk, where he is the global head of precious metals, to go to this little startup in Silicon Valley called Ripple to run XRP Global Markets, for which he brought more than $1 billion worth of liquidity to. Now Rosie Rios joins Ripple board, and part of her job was to oversee the U.S. gold. Don't believe it? Listen to her say it.
You know, Fort Knox. So I also oversee our gold. So we are the official custodian of all U.S. gold, including Fort Knox, including the 5% that is in the New York Federal Reserve. We also have some gold reserves also in Denver. It is real. We audit it every year. Every year it's audited. I've seen our gold. It is absolutely there, and it is real.
And there you have it. And that is who is actually joined Ripple. It's the lady from the U.S. Treasury that not only signed $6.9 trillion out of the $7.1 trillion bills on Earth, it's also the woman who oversaw the gold for the U.S. Treasury. It's a bit of a big deal. And then you combine in the fact that Ripple is piloting a private ledger for central banks to launch central bank digital currencies. It's at this point, I think you really have to ask yourself here, what is going on? Well, I know that Ripple has a mantra they use called all the money. And if you were to take all the gold and all the digital dollars from the governments around the world and put them on a private ledger using the XRP Ledger open source technology, I'm pretty sure that'd be pretty damn close to all the money. And it doesn't stop there, because I really do believe, as Mark Carney said in the Group of 30, he said it in 2019 in a report from 2020, coordinating the introduction of a global official stablecoin. And then he goes on to say this, and I'm going to read it again to you. Carney raised the question of whether globally coordinated systemic hegemonic currency could dampen the spillover shocks associated with dominance of the U.S. dollar as a reserve currency. A systemic hegemonic currency could, for example, be a stable coin backed by a basket of deposits at different central banks. It is possible that such a stable coin could be valuable for cross-border payments. Say it isn't so. Serving a function similar to that offered in the private sector by Ripple, a real-time gross settlement system, currency exchange, and remittance network whose digital currency, XRP, leapfrogs slow and expensive correspondent banking. Now, this isn't a YouTuber or a podcaster. This is Mark Carney, the former governor of the Bank of England. Then we go to the Financial Stability Board. Now, these are the kind of level agencies that Sandy O'Connor's used to working with at the G20 level, because she's worked on many, many things for JP Morgan, regulatory policy at that high international level, but also developing the SOFR rate. And here we see the Financial Stability Board put out their report on introduction and oversight and supervision of a global stablecoin. And the only one we're aware of that fits the bill comes from Mark Carney, and it's XRP. When I think about all this information cumulative like this and laid out in this way, I don't know how it's hitting you, but I can certainly tell you how it's hitting me. And I don't think anybody could sum it up any better than Christine Lagarde, the former managing director of the IMF, who is now the president of the European Central Bank, overseeing 17 to 19 countries in the euro. I want you to listen to how she says it'll happen.
Let's develop that euro strong currency that will be a currency of reference. These things happen gradually over time, and then it happens very fast. Let's hope that we'll all see that one of these days.
And there you go. And she's talking about the release and the launch of a digital euro, which goes hand in hand with the overall notion that everybody, in fact, is actually working with Ripple's private ledger to launch their digital dollars. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And before I get out of here, I do want to let you know it is premium week for domains. And guess what? There's a new category on the table, and it is business. And there is tons of stuff here. Trade, enterprise, network, deal.crypto. I mean, forget about it. There's so many. Please check them out. Market, jobs, ads.crypto. Who hasn't taken that yet? I don't understand what's going on. But anyway, there's some really great stuff. Make sure you check them out and check all the links in the description box and the comment section. They are products that I use each and every day. And more importantly, they are trusted, vetted links. Be very careful what you click on. And disclaimer, I do not comment for the most part in the comment section of any of my videos. There are too many imposters trying to impersonate my account and trying to rip off and pull scam moves. I work with YouTube. I have an assistant that works with me daily, and we are vigilant to try to stay up on top of it, but it is extremely difficult. Please do not. I will never ask you for any kind of money from my comment section or email or anything else. It is not me. Do not respond to it. If anything, report it just like we do. I appreciate your help, and we'll catch you on the next one.